That is probably one of the worst leaks I've seen. And this is what opens and closes to allow air. This here is why this was replaced, and as you can see, this is the new thermostat. And we're back. So, you know how I said to you earlier I'm gonna clean the floor? I didn't. I just wiped it. And now we're gonna proceed with one of my favorite jobs, man. I love to do this job. We're gonna do a thermostat, and the reason why we're replacing the thermostat is because I don't know if you can see it, but you see all that coolant marks over there, all that pink stuff, that is dried coolant. That means coolant leak. However, this job takes about 2 hours, let's say, and I've got one full battery in there. The other 2 batteries are on charge, and I've got about 2.5 hours left of storage on the SD card itself. So I will try to capture as much of this as possible. However, if it dies sort of situation. So let's go, let's crack on. First things first, I'm gonna try to remove this coolant pipe. I just stuck myself. Let's see, this comes off. Same clip. That's it. That is off. The reason why I take this off, you don't have to, but it's just to make myself space, because in this job the secret to happiness is space. The more space you have to take stuff off, the better it is for everyone. And then once I take it off, I'll just relocate it over here. Hopefully it doesn't slap me in the face, but then it should be all right. So now we can crack on. First thing we have to take off is gonna be this boost pipe that goes to the throttle. That is sick noise. First, let's remove this T30 for the same reason. I'm gonna use this drawer as my drawer for tools, and you will see me use this the most throughout this job, because this is the most common screw size that we're gonna take off. And I will use the car as a place to store my stuff. Okay, now with this thing out of the way slightly, we can remove that connector, loosen that, and then pop this out of the way. Easier said than done, but let's see what happens. So, connector off. Also, I need to keep in mind that I should use the light for most of the things that I'm doing. I don't know how you lot can see. So I'm gonna go through here. You can use a screwdriver, or you can also use a 7mm socket to remove these, to loosen these. If I can get to it with a screwdriver, then I'll just use a screwdriver. And they usually get really tight on there because rubber and plastic likes to create a seal, so this is never that easy to remove. Well, in this case looks easy enough. So let's put the screwdriver back and let's get 2 hands on it. Also, you gotta be careful because you will end up hurting yourself when you take this pipe off, because you will just let go all of a sudden. There's gonna be a lot of noises in this video, guys, so bear with me. Let me take this connector off just so I don't break it. Connector disconnected, placed to one side. Oh man. Okay, that is off. Pipe is also off. Now what all we're gonna do is gonna push it down and move it out of our way to somewhere here, and hopefully it stays there for the rest of the job. Now with this pipe out of the way, I already hurt myself. These cars, they just, oh man, blood, sweat and tears. This is what you have to give up if you want to be a technician. And maybe now you can see it better. That is thermostat leak and possible coolant line leak as well. However, we will replace the seal for the coolant lines just to make sure you'll be okay. But that is probably one of the worst leaks I've seen. I'm surprised they didn't put a light on the dash yet, because usually when it leaks there's a connector that goes to the thermostat housing, which I will show you. And if that connector gets full with water, then it gets corroded, it causes communication fault, and it pings a light on the dash. But now, next thing on our list is gonna be the throttle body. And to get this, there's 4 T30s holding it, and I'm gonna leave the easiest one to take out last. And you can probably not see what I'm doing, but I can't see the screws either. I just go based on experience. I'll show you once I take it off. Now you can take it off with your hand. It will just come off. 4 of these bad boys, which again I'm gonna store up there. I'm gonna need a little extensions here. I think I'm gonna lower the vehicle a bit as well. Beautiful noise of an air gun. Screw number 2 coming out. You can see it there. That's it. Let's go number 3. Okay. Screw number 3 coming out. I would prefer not to drop them. Boom. We won't need the extension anymore. And the last one is the most accessible one, and the only one that you actually have a good view of. And as soon as I take this off, everything should just come off. And then, boom, that is off. These are the 4 screws, and this is what opens and closes to allow air into your engine. That vehicle stinks of fuel. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take this bracket out of our way just to make ourselves a little more space. This one tight, that is on loose, so that should just come off. And I got another M10 there, and I am trying to go as fast as I can because I don't want the camera to die. Or also I would like to have it out before lunchtime. So now it's 12 o'clock, and I would like to have this business out and ready to, oh, that's completely wrong, ready to have the new one in. Woo! That noise is just beautiful. That's it, that's off. Let's take that off. Boom, boom, boom. I want you in my room. Okay, next connector will get disconnected, and I'm sorry you can't see this, but it's disconnected now. You see this beautiful connector here? I just disconnected it. And then my beautiful, beautiful light. That's not a bad positioning, is it? Now we have to move this wiring out of the way. Yes, that's one connector, and that's 2 connectors. Okay, I like to stash them up in here, keep them out of my way. That's inside the throttle body. That's the intake manifold, sorry. And we also have another connector. Actually, what we can do is take these clips off and then swing the whole wiring loom to one side. And now this whole wiring loom go to one side. Yeah, disclaimer, very loud noises. We also want to remove this connector here. That's disconnected. Move that to one side. And now we have to remove this bracket out of the way. This plastic bracket that was holding these connectors. There's 2 T30s on it. And you may think, how are you gonna get to that? Don't you worry. Gonna need, they're all my favorite tools. Wait, there we go. T30, which is this one. T30. That's perfect. Thank you very much, light. So now let's remove it. And you may think, we can't see nothing. We can't see nothing. Yes, I know, I can't see nothing either. That's the first screw coming off. Okay. Boom. And then there's one more here. Here. See that? like to support my ratchet with my hand. Go back in there. Now this, just let it live there. Okay, wiring is completely out of the way. You want some? You can have some of mine.
Are you medium or large?
Large. You'll be swimming in them, but hey, you'll be swimming in that. Okay, so to remove this connector, you see this little tab. Push this to the side and then push it inside. Yeah, I know. Easier said than done. Boom. Bracket off. Wiring clear for now anyway. So now you can see much better access to everything. Now we have to remove the cover for the water pump and push the belt off the water pump, then remove the coolant pipes of the thermostat, and then it's ready to come out. So I'm literally 2 screws away, 3 pipes and a belt away from taking this beautiful piece of equipment out. I like to climb for this bit. So the last screw for the water, and I can't get to it unless I take. So you see this wiring here, this wiring that I'm pointing at, there's a bracket behind it that's in my way. So I have to remove the screw for the bracket first, which is also not in a very convenient. I got a counter hold. Oh yes, that is off. I'm taking it off with my fingers. This is holding that bracket screwed to the gearbox. However, there's also another connector here, which literally has only one wire going to it, and I would really want to disconnect that before I break the wire. Happened before. Best teacher is experience. Best teacher is experience, isn't it? Oh, easy. How can I? Almost dropped in the engine. Now the wiring can be moved out of the way, and I can get access to the second screw that holds this beautiful cover in place. Now this is more of a matter of feeling rather than seeing. That's why I turn my light off. But if I go from here, I'll be able to feel it. I do, and then I can use my other hand with the ratchet. Base alloy belt gets pushed off. As you can see, that is the water pump belt that come off. So we're on the home stretch, home run, home stretch, however you call it. Homo, is this thing still recording? Is it still straight? Well, looks pretty straight to a gay man. I'm not straight. Huh? Oh yes, look at that. Push the clip back, take the pipe out of the way. That is some horrible leak. That is just absolutely horrendous. Of course, that is cool. That is interesting. Shocking. Oh, chugging. I thought it said shocking noise when reversing. And that's last pipe disconnected. Where's my T30? Yeah, go on. Spill your coolant everywhere. We're gonna have to replace them pipe seals, but I may do that off camera. Okay. 5 screws for the thermostat housing itself, and it's out. And that took me, well, it didn't take me yet. Let's see how long does that take me to take the 5 screws off. This might have been the quickest removal of a thermostat housing in my life, and it's all recorded on camera. Yeah, 2 of the screws you can't see, they are underneath. I'm on one of them now. Right, loose. Okay, 1 is cracked, 2 is cracked. Oh no, my phone is ringing. Where is it? Okay, screw number 4, and then There's only one more, and that pipe is in my way, so let's relocate it somewhere where it's not in my way anymore. Perhaps over there for now. And you should be able to see the last one. This bad boy over here. You can see it popping off. And ow, with everything loose, this should just come off just like that. That is a thermostat housing removed, and that did not even take me 30 minutes. So yeah, I am gassed. Make a bit of space for it to take it out. This pipe is gonna be an absolute pain in my life. Now everything wants to be in the way, huh? You get out of the way. Really and truly, I could take this clip off of here, split it, but there's not really a need to do that. I would love a bungee cord, man. And this here is why this was replaced. Also this here, and also this here. As you can see, this thermostat has been leaking for a very long time. This here is probably from the seals, from the coolant pipe seals, which I will replace before we put the new one on. So okay, also something to keep in mind, this seal loves to stay behind, so if you ever remove one of them, make sure this seal is out before you put the new one in. And something else that's really important about this job, it's what we call the union, which is this beautiful piece of plastic right here. This piece of plastic lives between the oil cooler, which is that one there, and the thermostat, which is here. And this is the neck. This connects them in there like so. So when you take it out, no problem, you just take it out. But when you put it in, you have to make sure that the thermostat housing comes on at an angle and somehow doesn't cause this to move any sort of way, because if this moves even the tiniest bit like this, then you're gonna have a coolant leak. So this job, as a first job to do as an apprentice, I can tell you was an absolute pain. And I did not manage to put the thermostat housing back on my own. I actually had to get my mentor over to help me out with it. Okay, but now that the thermostat housing is out, I'm just gonna clean around that seal area. I'm gonna replace all the pipe seals that I removed because they're clearly leaking. And I'm gonna get the new water pump on the new thermostat. I'm gonna get the old water pump on the new thermostat, and I'm gonna get it all ready to be fitted back. So I shall see you once I'm ready. Glove absolutely dismantled. Only took me a set of gloves to do this. Quite impressive. All right, we're back. Lunch is finished. Seals have been replaced. You see that baggie there? That's all the seals that I changed. So there were seals for the pipes, which I told you I'll replace, and I replaced. Seal for the water pump itself, where it connects with the thermostat. And as you can see, this is the new thermostat in a much better nicer condition with a new seal around here. So that's all good. And also this union here, I cleaned it. Sorry, I just slipped. I cleaned it and I replaced the seals. So now my technique is as it follows. I take this grease, just open this up, squeeze some, and then just coat this whole side. And this is the side that's gonna go in the thermostat itself. The other side I'm gonna keep dry. And this way I don't want to jinx myself, but I did have 100% success rate with fitting the thermostats. So when I use this technique, the thermostats always went in first time without leaking. So then I put this in the oil cooler. I put it in here, make sure it goes in straight like this, so it's nice and straight, as you can see. And then I take a bit more grease, and I also coat this. This is where the neck is gonna go into. I basically just make sure that whatever happens, the grease will allow for a smooth transition. Once I do that, put it there, wipe my fingers, and let's see. So it took me half an hour to take it out, it took me half an hour to prepare to put it back in. Let's see how long to put it back in.